This is Group 3 Assessment of Linguistic Competence Project, and it's by Annalise Almeron and Deborah Llanos. Let's start.
First, I would like to describe the context in which this assessment took place. The target group consists of third grade preschool students from Instituto Padilla, located in Coyoacán, Mexico City. The children are 5 years old and attend a private school that provides a well-equipped learning environment. In terms of technology, the school offers a TV and a speaker, which are regularly used for video, songs, and audio activities. The classroom is supported with printed materials, visual aids, and the necessary tools to create an engaging learning atmosphere. Second, the objective of this assessment was to measure students' listening, comprehension, and oral production in English at the pre-A1 level according to the Common European Framework of Reference. This assessment will serve as a final evaluation for first term of school year. Finally, I will explain the specific language skills that were evaluated. Throughout the term, students practice vocabulary and basic sentence structures related to jobs, actions, and animals. They use short phrases. The assessment focused on their language use, understanding, pronunciation, and listening skills.
The evaluation tool was designed to assess A1 level students on vocabulary, pronunciation, and listening in 3 parts: jobs, actions, and animals. The test was printed and students required their colors, a pencil, and a digital device for the last part of the exam. Each student took the test alone in 15-minute session, split into 3 5-minute parts. Identification of vocabulary was easier when using flashcards, simple true-false questions, and pointing tasks, making it easier for young learners. Teachers gave them a quick feedback and could repeat questions up to 3 times to help students understand. During the test, students took turns while others worked quietly. The teacher managed timing instructions and materials to keep the process running smoothly. Most students finished in about 10 minutes, showing the process was efficient and kept them engaged. Students were excited to work individually with the teacher, and surprisingly, the rest of the group was very aware and empathetic, keeping a calm attitude while one of their classmates was taking the exam. There was no need to remind them twice to focus on a different task while waiting for their turn to be evaluated. In the first part, students really enjoyed trying to identify the professions correctly. Some of them did not answer, and 2 of them were quite nervous and anxious about giving the wrong response. However, once I told them not to be afraid of making mistakes and to simply do their best, they felt more comfortable. For the flashcards, instead of using print ones, other teachers can use their own digital flashcards to avoid making so many color copies, while they can be quite expensive. These sections proved to be the most challenging, and the students made the most mistakes here. In the second exercise, they were able to identify the name of the workplaces independently. They really enjoyed the true or false activity, and most of them got the right. Finally, during the animal vocabulary assessment, most students performed very well and felt motivated and excited to use the spinning wheel at the end of the exam. As a teacher, I was not used to give them immediate feedback after a mistake or during the exam as a group because of their student ages. However, after this experience and seeing their motivation, I will use these strategies from now on. If we do it with older students, why not doing it with younger ones too? They need to know where they made mistakes so we can learn without anxiety and work together to complete tasks. Printed flashcards can be turned into physical flashcards already provided by the school, as printed numeric color copies can be quite expensive. Today, I work with 8 students, but other teachers may have up to 20 students in their classes. Therefore, to reduce the costs, we can definitely use the materials we already have. For identifying true false items and circling the correct answer with a color, I suggest practicing similar activities with the student beforehand. This way, they will be more familiar with the format and can work more efficiently during the exam without taking too long. Finally, using a fun, engaging roulette activity at the end encourages students to participate and stay motivated throughout the exam. I recommend keeping this strategy as it is correctly designed. The application of this exam came in a perfect time, as our school coordinator had requested a more challenging and comprehensive assessment for our own students. Applying this project was a positive experience as we tried out new methods and strategies that both of us contributed to during its development. Through the readings and by applying theory to practice, we observed motivation in our students, recognizing both their great potential and the areas that were more challenging for them. This allows us to focus on reviewing a specific vocabulary that needed reinforcement. Because of their age and the fact that writing and reading were not assessed, it does not mean that students are unable to demonstrate their strengths in English learning. On the contrary, they show us a great progress through speaking and listening activities. Preschool is a wonderful starting point for learning a second language, as children at their stage do have a natural curiosity and eagerness to learn. We should take full advantage of this enthusiasm from an early age.
Through this experience, we learned that we often underestimate young children and assume they learn very little English. However, we found that preschool students can be evaluated in meaningful ways, just like the older ones. We also realized that integrating technology into their assessment not only supports their learning, but also makes the evaluation process fun, engaging, and meaningful for them.
Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.